The NFC is loaded. Well, I'm not gonna say it's loaded. Some teams are rising and some teams are falling.
Hmm.
All right, and two teams that play next week, both of them risen to the occasion last week. They both got dubs last week. And we're gonna ask this question to the guy who's holding number one seed in the NFC right now. If the playoffs started today, it will be going through the link. So AJ, who's the best team in the NFC?
Y'all lucky I can't put my background up. My background been acting funny. You know what I mean? Y'all lucky I can't have it up because I like to have a link in the background while I'm talking about the Eagles. Joe, the best team in the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles. The best team in the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I think that this question, and full disclosure, I'm the one who came up with the question, and I wanted the question worded a certain way. Who is the best team in the NFC? Not who looks the best. Because that's a whole nother conversation. You could say the Rams look the best. You could say Seattle looks the best. You could say Tampa in spurts. You could say Detroit really looks the you could make an argument for a lot of different teams and say a lot of different teams look the best. But if you had to put your money on one team, you putting your money, or you should put your money on Philadelphia. Now I get it. Yesterday I had a long day of work. And if you know anything about me, bye weeks are a really hard time for me because I like to watch my Eagles every chance I get, right? So I'm sitting back, I'm watching all these teams. I'm watching Seattle go crazy. I'm watching Detroit go crazy. Packers lost, but I'm watching the Packers. I'm watching all these teams, and I'm just like, man, I can't wait to see my Eagles on the field. I can't wait to see the Eagles on the field because the last time I saw the Eagles, they was putting BTA to the Giants. Last time I saw the Eagles outside of that game was in person, the Vikings game. Jalen Hurts, perfect passer rating, 19 of 23, 300 something yards. Ajae went for 150. Devontae went for 180. Like, it's just, last few times I've seen my team on the field, we look special. So going into the game yesterday after a long day of work, I'm expecting us fresh off of a bye to continue to look special and build off of it. And I'm not gonna lie, we didn't look that way. And it was extremely frustrating. I feel like our coaching staff, mainly our offensive coordinator, is extremely conservative. I don't know why. You have Jalen Hurts, who has been cooking this year. You have Saquon Barkley. You have AJ. You have Devontae. You have a solid offensive line who's not really run protecting very well, but pass pro is pretty solid. You have these weapons, but yet and still, on 3rd and 12, we want to hand the ball off to Will Shipley. Or we want to hand the ball off to Saquon. Or in all these, we want to run the ball on 1st down, run the ball on 2nd down, and then Jalen Hurts figured out on 3rd down. It's very frustrating that we have these guns and we don't shoot them. It's extremely frustrating. I've said my things about AJ Brown. Last night I was completely on his side. 2 receptions, 13 yards. He was only targeted once the whole second half. And reports just came out that was Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown's decision making at the very end to throw that bomb at the very end of the game. Which, to be honest, Joe, I didn't mind. I didn't mind. It's crazy as it sound. I know they said coaching malpractice and it's just, how could you? You're just punting. No. I'm not mad at the players being like, nah, we want to end the game with the football. If we get a ball back to them, we want to have another touchdown on the board. We want to ice this game. We going for it on 4th. We've done this, not the same thing against the Vikings. It was very different situation. But we threw that fade ball before the AJ to ice the game. We're going to throw that fade ball again. We ain't got the ball to AJ the whole second half of the game. I'm not mad at AJ being like, bro, let me, and it hurts being like, you know what, bro, forget it. Let's do it. And if we lose the game on that, we lose the game on that. Because I'm of the mindset at this point in time, I'd rather go down shooting my gun than go down with bullets in the gun. With this team, I had the same, and I'm consistent because I had the same take last year when we decided in the Falcons game to throw the ball to Saquon in the flat where he dropped the pass opposed to trying to run the clock off. I said no. I thought the play was great. Saquon got to catch the ball. We have too many great players to not coach like how Dan Campbell be coaching over there in Detroit. Be aggressive. Go for the 4th downs. Ice games. But I say all that to say everybody better than Philadelphia till it's time to beat Philadelphia. Everybody better than the Eagles till it's time to beat the Eagles. Everybody look better than the Eagles till it's time to look better than the Eagles, right? Seattle looked great. Who has Seattle played? The 2 best teams that they have beat this year, the 2 winning records, I went and looked before we started today's show, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Steelers. One team is 5-3, the other team is 5-4. One team looked like they about to lose the division, looked like they about to collapse, similar to kind of what we predicted. The other team, Jacksonville, I never believed in them. Ain't believed in them since they had Jalen Ramsey over there and Blake Bortles throwing the football. So they look good. They look impressive against these nobodies in the NFL that we expect them to beat. They're beating teams. They don't make their schedule. I understand. They're beating teams how they're supposed to beat teams. You dominate teams that you're supposed to dominate. Heck, we lost to the Giants. So I understand. You dominate teams that you're supposed to dominate. But that ain't moving the Eagles fan. I'm sorry. That's not moving me. Right? The Rams. We already beat the Rams and people act like they forgot that ever happened. Because the Rams have looked so impressive after that, right? They look so impressive. Devontae and Puka Nakua and Matthew Stafford is this, that, and the third. But when it was time to play Philadelphia and beat Philadelphia, they looked good for one half and couldn't get the necessary stops in the second half and took an L, right? We're getting ready to see about Detroit very soon. I cannot wait until Sunday. We already just played the Green Bay Packers. An ugly game nevertheless. But people said they was better than us too until it was time for them to be better than us. Tampa Bay, another team that was supposed to be the threat to the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC. We lined it up with them too. They couldn't get the win. We played great in the first half, horrible offensively in the second half, and they still couldn't get the win. We have played the who's in the NFC. People always talk about how the Eagles look without bringing up the schedule. We have had one of the hardest schedules in football this season. The who's, the Green Bays, the Tampas, the Rams, all these teams we've played in the NFC, and every time they have lined it up with Philadelphia, they have taken the L. And now everybody want to gas up this Seahawks team because they knew. And I get it when it's a new team, you know, it's nice. It's nice to talk about the new team that's on the rise, right? This team reminds me a lot of the Vikings last year, where they was dominating and playing well. The defense is better with the Seattle team than this Vikings team for sure. But they looked great last year. They looked amazing last year. And then when the money was on the line, what Sam Darnold do? He folded. He folded. Did you see the Eagles? The Eagles offense was what it was, but you see that pass rush yesterday. Did you see BG back in the fold? Did you see Nolan Smith back in the fold? You see Phillips back in the fold? You think that pass rush ain't getting to Sam Darnold and making him shuffle them feet in the pocket? I got the Philadelphia Eagles right now as the best team in the NFC. And no matter how it looks, and I will admit, I want it to look better at this point in the season. I know early in the season I said it don't matter. I do think at this point it does matter to an extent. I want the Eagles to hit a certain stride at this point. I will admit that. But at the same time, they are the number one seed in the NFC. They have had the hardest schedule for referral in the league. And I don't see any of these teams as good as they looked. I don't see any of these teams with their money on the line taking us out. I don't see it. We own the Rams. We own the Packers. Don't give me Sam Darnold with the money on the line. He got to show me. I'm sorry. All right. And whoever else you want to bring up, Tampa, okay. I just don't see it. I got Philly.
All right. So the Eagles, I don't think they're the best team in the NFC. I think they're the best team in the NFL.
Oh,
I
that's a
do.
twist. Okay. Okay.
I do. You know, the Jalen Phillips said something in the press conference where I can feel it, and anybody who's watching can feel it, right? He said that they played with a certain level of confidence throughout the whole game. Like y'all played with a confidence of we're going to win this game. And the reason why y'all the best team to me is because y'all already won, so the confidence is already there, and y'all have a complete team. Y'all just do. Y'all can beat guys by running the ball. Y'all can beat guys by throwing the ball. You can get pressure on the quarterback, which you need, and y'all can create turnovers. So y'all had games against the Rams when the special teams came through and won y'all the game. So y'all find ways to win. Y'all gritty and y'all have an unselfish quarterback and an unselfish coach. A coach that don't care about the stats either. He just care about getting the dub. And I know AJ as an Eagles fan, you were frustrated yesterday. I understand. You got your MVP take behind in the back of your head. I get it. You know what I mean? You need Hurts to throw the ball. You need Hurts to air it out. And you need Hurts to
100,
put his numbers up.
Joe, not to cut you off, but 100%, bro. 100%. But keep going, keep going.
When you was passing the chat, I'm like, this is about his MVP case. I get it. Because what your coach did, which I commend him for, he came into this game and he said, Jordan Love is down two of his top receivers. Kraft is his best weapon. He's out for the year. He's no longer there. Matthew Golden, He has not been elite this year, but his presence as a deep threat is a problem. He's gone. And then who I believe is his number one wide receiver target, Romeo Dobbs, he gets hurt in the game. So why take risk? We're gonna play this thing safe and we get pressure. They can't do nothing. Jordan Love had how many yards in the first half? 24, something like that. They were doing he couldn't do nothing all game. And y'all shut them down. And that's why I thought it was malpractice when that play y'all did because it went against the game plan. It literally went against what y'all did the whole game. The whole game, y'all were conservative. Y'all trusted the defense. And then you do that on fourth down and you give Green Bay an opportunity on good field position to tie the game up. That was ridiculous to me. So, but it worked because the defense still showed up. So that's that. I like the game plan, and that's that. Now, I do want to say this though. All right, although I believe y'all the best team. Okay, I got that out the way. But let me say this though. Let me nitpick a little bit. All right. If there's a team that's gonna beat y'all, I believe it is the Rams. All right. Now you can always go back to the past. Like, oh, we beat them last year in the playoffs. Oh, Saquon gave them 200 in the regular season. This is a different team. They got Devontae. They got, I mean, they young defensive core got a little older because they had a young defensive core, and they playing much better, by the way. And they got Devontae Adams now, and you see Devontae Adams is a problem with Puka Nacua. I'm not gonna lie. And Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, is playing at a different level this year than what he was last year because he got Devontae Adams, he got a different weapon, and Kyron Williams is taking a step too. But here's the thing: y'all did beat the Rams, but so the Broncos also beat y'all though. So I'm not gonna look at the Broncos. I still look at the Rams as a big threat for y'all because although y'all won that game, y'all were at home and y'all got 2 blocked field goals. Like I cannot bank on that. And y'all offense is not consistent. The Rams offense is consistent and defense. Now the defense got holes in it on the back end. You know, whenever you got manual forwards and it's a DB, it's gonna be a slipper right there. That's that. All right. Buccaneers. Y'all always say as Eagles fans, when we played the Bucks in the playoffs, we didn't have AJ. We didn't have that. Who they have against y'all? All right. I mean, they have Mike Evans? No, they had a star receiver. So the Bucks haven't really been healthy all year for real. They've been battling and Emeka Ibuka just came back last week. He literally just came back on Sunday. So am I throwing are y'all betting the Bucks? Yes, but I don't look at y'all winning against the Bucks as when y'all meet them again. I'm not putting a lot of weight to it because the Bucks went healthy playing y'all. Just like y'all went healthy with the Bucks when y'all played y'all last year. That's that. Now Seattle, I'll give you Seattle. They got Sam Darnold. Do I trust Sam Darnold in the playoffs? No, I don't. So I would give you Seattle. Seattle do have a really good defense. They might cause y'all problems offensively, but y'all defense is going to do another on Sam Darnold. So I do think it's not like, oh, we played the best. Y'all did, but just like y'all can nitpick when y'all lose, I could like these games some of y'all play. I can nitpick also. And the Packers, lastly, who would imagine if y'all play the Packers without AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert? How would that be for you, AJ?
It's tough. It's a tough game.
It'll be tough. And then if y'all lose that game, you're not going to say, man, you're not going to put no weight into that loss to the Packers. You're going to be like, we going to see them when we got AJ, when we got Smitty, and when we got Dallas. Nah, they're not going to have Crab, which is sad. He's out for the year. You know what I mean? That's different. But they also didn't have 2 of their receivers, bro. And they just got Christian Watson back. Literally just came back. So y'all caught the Packers at the right time. For real. Y'all caught them at the right time. So if y'all do see the Packers again, they will be healthier and the game wouldn't be, they won't score 7 points. Let me say that. They will score more than 7 points, in my opinion. But after saying all that, I still think y'all are the best team in the NFL.
Don't get me wrong. I think there's threats in the NFC. I think there's
Mm-hmm.
teams to look out for. You know, I think I respect the Packers defense. The Packers defense has been giving us issues for a little bit now.
Yeah.
So I respect their defense. Jordan Love has not shown me too much of anything in any of the matchups that we've played him in though. You know, that's my thing with
I'm with
him.
you on
Like,
that.
well, he hasn't really shown me anything for like he was bad in the playoffs last year.
Oh
He
my
was
God.
subpar in the regular season in Brazil last year,
Throwing
right?
picks.
And we saw what he was last night. Like, granted, he didn't have his guys last night. I understand all that, but Robert Kraft ain't coming back, So it's like that kind of is what it is. And like, I ain't gonna lie, like Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, them dudes don't scare me, Joe. They don't, and that's one of the biggest reasons why to start the season when y'all matched up with them. I'm like, I'm not worried about Green Bay. We got Lane Johnson for Micah. If Micah want to, get pressure, even though he did get a lot of pressure yesterday. He was getting pressure yesterday. But I'm just telling you what my mindset was. My mindset was like, we got Lane who has given Micah some issues. You know what I mean? And I've seen what Jordan Love is against his Philadelphia Eagles defense, and I really
Mhm.
think it's Vic Fangio's scheme that confuses him a lot because he had guys open last night. He had guys running across the middle of the field open, but he just wasn't seeing them.
The
Either the
pressure.
pressure was getting home or he just was confused out there, is what I was saying. So I think he has
Mhm.
an issue with Fangio's scheme. The Rams I respect, and I mainly respect the Rams because of Matthew Stafford.
They got a
Matthew
quarterback.
Stafford is balling. The issue with the Rams is Matthew Stafford is a statue. So if you get home on Matthew Stafford, that's a problem. And I think that's a big part of the reason why not well, you could even go back to the playoffs last year because we won the game on getting pressure off of getting pressure on Matthew Stafford with the Jalen Carter plays back to back. Like if you can get pressure on Matthew Stafford, he's not a guy who's gonna move and make a bunch of plays. But I do respect him from the standpoint of Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua is an issue. And Sean McVay, that offense is potent and it's consistent because they got Sean McVay calling the plays. Like he's one of the best play callers in the game. So I do respect them. I just don't like the fact that we act as if these teams, even though it happened early in the season, we act as if these teams have not played already.
Hmm.
Right? Like, and they played the Eagles at a time where the Eagles, we still trying to figure things out. But the start of the season, we was really trying to figure things out. Like the whole first half, we couldn't do nothing. And you had to figure it out in the second half. And yes, it took a couple block kicks and all of that stuff. But it's like, we didn't, just like they didn't play their best, we didn't play our best. And in all of the, from the Seahawks, or I'm sorry, from the Packers to the Rams
Chiefs.
to the Buccaneers, we haven't played our best in any of these games. We have not played start to finish Eagles football our best in any of these football games, which is another reason why I'm saying if we beating y'all now, later on, especially if it come through Philadelphia, we're gonna be clicking on all cylinders. It's gonna be really hard to beat us then. It's always funny to me though. It's all, and I'm about to take I'm about to take a slight left turn. It's
Okay.
always fun. It's always funny to me. Every season, I have noticed there's always some random fan base that comes out of the cut that got something to say to AJ. It's always some random fan base, right? That always come out. They know AJ rock with the Eagles. It's always a random fan base, right? In 2022, it was the Niners. Niners was on my line. Hey, we got Brock Purdy. We got this defense. We got CMC. We this, that, and the third. Oh, okay, cool. In 2023, it was the Buccaneers fans. I only know one Buccaneers fan. But I was hearing from every Buccaneer fan there, oh, we own the Eagles, da 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 da. 2024, it was the Chiefs and the Rams. Oh, y'all ain't nothing. We gonna take y'all out, da 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 da, blah 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 blah. No. Detroit was probably the biggest one last year. It's like, bro, where are y'all coming from? Where are y'all coming from? And this year,
See the Seahawks.
I want to be clear about this, Joe.
Okay.
I respect their defense. I respect their defense. I respect JSN. JSN the dog, that
He
defense
is.
is special. But don't give me Seattle about to do nothing in this NFC when it matters most. I am sorry. I know what I have said over the years about Sam Darnold. I'm not a Sam Darnold fan. That is obvious. But you random Seahawks fan, and I know some of y'all watching. You random Seahawks are gonna go back later and watch. You Seahawks fans better leave me alone. All right. Y'all, I had one Seahawks fan tell me that just today before we got, I had one Seahawks fan. Y'all ain't beat us in like 10 years. Y'all ain't nothing. I said we ain't have to really beat y'all in 10 years to accomplish anything. We done won 2 Super Bowls in the
That's
last.
a good comeback.
I mean, we done won 2 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. Where y'all been? Y'all ain't been in the way. So we may have dropped 1 or 2 to y'all here and there, but what difference has it made? We ain't had to see y'all. We had to look up and we got to play Seattle. We ain't, what? Where y'all been at them 2 years we won the ball? Where was y'all at last year? If y'all was really a threat, y'all will be on our schedule this year because everybody that's somebody in the NFC, the NFL made sure they put us on the schedule with that team.
First place team, yeah.
I
Y'all
mean,
played
hey,
around. Yeah.
I mean, the Rams on the schedule. Somebody in your division, they on the schedule because they was the team that pushed us the furthest in the playoffs. Detroit on the schedule. Green Bay on the schedule. The Buccaneers on the schedule. Where y'all at? I mean, come on, bruh. This Seahawks fan base,
Okay, right. Okay.
it's funny to me. It's funny to me, man. Y'all, like I told him, like I told the guy I was going back and forth with earlier before we quickly move on. I don't think y'all gonna win y'all division. I think y'all getting ready to lose to the Rams this weekend in LA. I think the Rams gonna win the division. We already have the tiebreaker over the Rams, so it works out perfectly for us. But if y'all really somebody, if y'all really that, then the champs will see about y'all soon. That's it. That's all I got to say. We will see about y'all soon. We'll see y'all in the NFC Championship if y'all are really that team. Or we'll see y'all in the divisional round. If y'all are really that team, we'll see about y'all soon, and then we could talk then. But I can almost guarantee you, Joe, we ain't gonna have to worry about the Seahawks. I can almost guarantee you, we won't play Seattle all year through the playoffs. Why? Because Seattle gonna get to the playoffs and be up out of there quick. Because Sam Darnold gonna do verbatim what he did last year, depending on the matchup. We gonna clip this up. Remember, I
Yeah.
said it.
I got
Remember, I said it. Look, watch how they look against these competitive teams in the NFC, and against these competitive teams in the NFL in general, and then talk to me about Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. It's crazy. And lastly, my guy Miles in the comments said, "How do I feel about Jair?" I don't know what to say, bro.
yeah, that's the second team, second player.
That's the second player that just upped and just signed with us and then decided they're gonna retire. So I listen. All I can say is I wish him the best. I was looking forward to seeing him out there being potential DB2 or just at least some depth. I think we was all looking forward to that. We are stuck with what we have, and I'm beyond glad that we made the move and got Phillips because now it's like okay, the secondary might not be what it is last year, but we have playmakers in the secondary. Blankenship, even though I don't think he has a pick yet, but he's still a playmaker, right? Quinyon is still a playmaker. Cooper DeJean is still a playmaker. So it's not a perfect secondary. You got really good linebackers. You just have a hole in one position, in all honesty. And safety is the second safety is a bit of a question
Hit or
mark.
miss.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. But every team has a hole here and there. So we just got to offensively overcome that. And the defense just got to get pressure. As long as we getting pressure on a quarterback, you can mask a lot of the issues on the back end. So shout out Phillips, shout out Nolan, shout out BG. If we can get pressure, we'll be fine. But it's on I keep saying this. The offense got to produce. Saquon, AJ, Devontae, Hurts, they got to produce, bro. If the defense give up 30, you guys score 35. Like, we have the offense to do it if the coordinator would just be aggressive. Be aggressive.
And Carl said he said ski mask Eric.
Yeah,
He said
yeah.
he got a draft pick off y'all just for him to retire. And
Yeah,
you know what I think happened? I think they saw him, they said it ain't gonna work. And they just and then he probably said, don't say y'all release me. I'm just gonna retire. Like
yeah,
that's
that's
probably
fair.
what happened. There's no way they traded him and he retired. That's kind of messed up. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah,
not being clear. He said he had to work on his mental and all that. But you knew that going into the situation. They traded for you.
yeah. And it's like
So
it leads me to ask, like, how I know he did his due diligence, but what did the Ravens tell you about him before you traded for him? I know he asked questions, but I guess that's part of NFL. The NFL can't say that how it be finessing everybody because he just got finessed. So
I mean, it happens to the best.